Live on this beautiful Friday. It's Friday, y'alls. Mm, Just means we're going to have a great time. And so you see, today I'm doing it. I want you to remember when you see these things happening in your world, when you see the evidence of your deliberate behavior, meaning you're creating something at will, when you see it, dance. It is showing you are being deliberate. You're putting in the work. Somebody sent me a message this morning in continuation of what they were saying last night. And she said to me, "Oh, it's because of you, Angela." I said, Mm-mm, I didn't put in the work. You did. You are the doer of the word. You didn't just come and hear. You came, you heard, and you implemented. So when you see the changes happening in your life, dance about it. And when you see a change that is not happening just yet, recognize, oh, I get it. Let me tweak over here. Let me tweak over there. And what are you tweaking? Your thoughts. You are the one doing it. You come, you hear the word, you taste it, and then you test it. So when you see the change, you must celebrate your changes. And when you see a change, again, that may not have materialized just yet, you know that you don't judge. You know that you don't beat up yourself. You know you realign. So which reasoning is there to not dance? There isn't one. Every time you see what you do, every single time you see it, you make sure and you celebrate your accomplishments. Because when you come across a quote unquote disappointment, you'll see that it is not a disappointment. It is simply a feedback telling you you are in alignment, because you can't not be in alignment with law, but that's not quite what you want, is it? Well, then, what are you going to do? You see, at every turn, when you apply what you know, it changes you, because there's none to change but the self. And it's not that we're changing because we are insufficient. We are changing because we're coming into the recognition. We are coming into the recognition that we know something we did not previously know. That's what we're doing. And it is always the knowing of something that brings about the change. Because when you know it, you apply it. And that's what each and every one of you do on a daily basis. Even if you say, "Oh, but Angela, I really did try. I lasted for a whole week." Did you know that you've already set down a new neural pathway in that week? So get up and continue. That's what you do. And you are doing it every single day. Every day you get up, you apply. Every day you get up, you apply. Every time you're tempted to complain, you say, "Whoa, where's polarity?" And you notice how polarity doesn't say, "I am here to save you." Polarity doesn't say that. Polarity says, "Let me show you how to save yourself." That's what it says. How does it say it? It asks you to recognize where you are and what you are doing. And when you recognize where you are and what you are doing, it simply asks you, where do you want to be? And what do you want to be doing instead? And when you make note of those things and start to do them, then you change. And you know, a funny thing is, you don't just change the behavior, A new neural pathway is formed inside your brain that solidifies your actions by becoming a habit. What law is that? A correspondence. The change within you mentally causes the change in your behavior outwardly. As within, so without. That's what you are doing every single day. I commend you for it. I commend you for it. Because you're not just giving lip service. You're testing yourself to see what you are made of. And like I said, some days it's okay to feel like, oh, did I do it right? You notice the question? Did I do it right? Am I doing it right? Didn't ask you if you did it right. It asks you if you're doing it. What are you doing? And every day you get up, in spite of what is going on, you persist. That's what you do. Tell me why now. Tell me why. Doesn't that put a pep in your step? Does that not embolden you? Does that not build your courage on a daily basis? So now that you see nobody has the power to come along and say to you, oh, you're not good enough. How do they know? They don't do the work that you are doing. They have to do their own work. They only speak from their work. As within, so without. So you also decide, well, I'm not going to take offense to that because I see it for what it is. That's what you're doing. See how good that feels? And I tell you every day, you might not see how far your new actions are reaching, just like you didn't see how far the old actions would reach. All you need know is, so long as you keep doing and being, things will continue to grow and change. And in which favor, which way? The way you face, the way you turn yourself. Meaning, whatever you acknowledge, good, bad, or indifferent, you will get the result of what you are. And every day you put in the work to becoming your best self. Every day you do it. You get up and you practice. That's what you do. You get up and you practice. And from that practice, you tend the garden of your mind. And you become very strict about what you will allow in there because you know the amount of work it took to get the weeds out. See that? When you see and recognize how hard you actually work to put in that effort, I know we say no effort is required. It is mental effort. Why is that? Because we've never focused our minds before. We've always let them run amok. But now you are putting in the work to keep yourself focused. So then it stands to reason when you recognize how hard you work to keep that mind free, you will not let just anybody come along and pollute it. Because you'll say, I know what I had to do to get here. I will go higher and further from here, but can nobody break my stride? Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, right? Nobody's gonna do that because you set your boundary. You've learned how to set your boundary. Mozinga. Use your words and your thoughts to your advantage. So if you're going to sing a song, you see, there's certain snippets of songs I remember because they left an impression, because they remind me. Always something there to remind me of what? Of the law. If you're going to sing a song, let it be something that edifies you, that lifts you up. And you'll know because you'll hear what you're saying. You'll hear what you're saying. That's why I told you the other day. That beat has to be real good to get you. Isn't it Gloria Estefan? Rhythm is gonna get you. Right? Isn't it her? There's a reason why that rhythm is so beautiful. The beat just gets you. Because then it causes you to do what? Speak things. And we all know that words don't return void. And because you didn't say them does not mean they have not been whispered by your spirit. Well, the law of gender tells you that. We project. We project thoughts outward. And they don't return void. They fulfill the task that you have intended for them. So today, take the time to see that you are doing it. Stop doubting yourself. Remember what doubt is. Remember that doubt is just simply showing you what you already believe. It's showing you what you already hold dear. So then it is up to you to decide. Do I want to keep holding on to that, or would I prefer to change it? And as I said, always turn inward. What is inward? The law is in there. That's why David could be so bold as to say, well, thy word I have hidden in my heart, that I may not sin against you. What does sin mean? To not quite meet your mark. Just slightly to the left or right of the bullseye. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means you've seen where you were aiming with your thoughts. You won't know where you are until you start changing the thought. You won't see where the things land until you put in that effort to say, I will keep my thoughts here. That's what we do. And you are doing it. Every day, all day, you do it. Notice that. Notice that you're doing it. Because there are sometimes you go through the day and you'll say, oh, because somebody has said to me on more than one occasion, some people, they say it to me, oh my God, Angela, I heard your voice in the back of my head. I'm like, I want you to hear your own voice. But the fact is, you remembered something and you changed your behavior based upon the law and what you remembered. So you see, you are doing it every day. You pat yourself on the back for that. Because you're catching yourself, you're paying attention. You're not getting caught up in the woe is me. You're staying steady, you're staying the course. Oh, but I don't see my manifestation yet. Well, the bamboo farmer didn't see anything for 4 years. Now that's what you call tenacity. He was like, nah, you're gonna grow, damn it. And he watered every day and he plucked weeds every day until he saw those little bamboo shoots. Oh, yes, 4 years. Oh, what was happening to the bamboo is also happening to you. You are learning and you are burrowing down. You're securing yourself in the knowledge of the law, is what you're doing. So don't be concerned if you don't see a shoot on the top, if you don't see any leaves poking through the soil yet. That's all right, because you are growing roots. You are securing and fortifying yourself in the law. You are in the ebb of rhythm. Everything moves. So when you are in the ebb and you're burrowing downwards, you are not idle. You're not wasting time. You are growing. And every day that you get up and you practice, you grow a little more, and a little more, and a little more. And then when you see the bamboo shoots break the surface, you say, oh my God, I'm doing it. The bamboo shoot is your manifestation. Well, you have to have the evidence of what you're doing. It is law, as within, so without. Every cause has its effect. You have to see the evidence. So if the evidence, you deem it to be inappropriate, then what will you change? Your thought. It is only ever the thought. And you are realizing this. And so you are changing them every day. And you're being consistent. And you're being persistent. So I want you to recognize that that's what you're doing and celebrate it. Because you don't have to remain the same. You've gone and done what? Transformed yourself. You know, Saul to Paul. He had a name change. Well, his behavior changed, didn't it? That's what you're doing today. So you become this new I am every day. I know more and more of you now are looking in the mirror at yourselves. Not just for your personal grooming, but you're looking in that mirror to recognize yourself, to know yourself, to learn yourself. That's what you're doing. Every day you do it. So I wanted to remind you today that you're doing it. And you're doing it well. You know LL Cool J. Let's take a moment to welcome everyone into the space this morning. Ruru, I see you, my beautiful darling, over here in Twitter. You're all by your lonesome. That's okay. It's you and I today. It's good to see you, Ruru. Fanbase, you guys are bumping over here. Malik, my melanin. Zarian, hey. And beautiful is here. Miss McQueen. KZ, Summer Rose, Yolanda, Zola. You are here. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. Thank you for the love. Facebook. Oh, maybe Indy is there this morning on Facebook. YouTube. Ah, Connie. Hello, beautiful. And the better man. Ruby. Ruby, I got your email. I'll respond. Empress. Ella. Melissa, darling. Ah, delicate lace. A not. I love you, A not. You just A not comes in and she lets you have it in the morning. She says, "Hey, law school has started. Have you guys signed up?" I love you, A not. You're awesome. And when I tell you putting in the work, A not knows what I'm talking about. You know, it's what we do. We get up and we put in the work. I know. I've said before, there's no effort required. I want you to think about that. Yes and no. Mentally, yes. Because what do you have to do? You have to keep bringing back your wandering mind to where you put it. I would take that kind of effort over having to do something brute force. Because when you know, Look at the vibration of the two things. It's only a matter of vibration that separates the two. The effort from no effort. It is only vibration. So everything moves. So that means we have to do something because everything moves. Nothing can stand still. Of course, there's that scripture that tells you to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Be in the ebb. That's what it looks like. The ebb moves real slow. So it feels like you're not doing anything or going anywhere. LC. Right? So remind yourself today, I am doing it. You are a doer of the word. That's what you are. You are a doer of the word. I feel like the preacher who says, say it with me now, y'all. I am a doer of the word. I do it. Because that's what you'll remind yourself of today. And it'll make you smile. Because you'll remember, oh, Angela, she's something else. She crazy. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as you keep doing the law, living the law, being the law, then you can laugh all you want. But don't stop. Don't stop. Do it again, do it again, do it again. That song is so old, but it was a great jam because it reminds me to do it again. So when you say, oh, but I did it better over there, well, do it again over here. The process never changes. The law does not change. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Well, that's how we become reliable. Hmm? Well, that's the law. Same yesterday, today, and forever. So it's telling you the process is the same. Know what it is that you want. And when you know what it is that you want, confirm it, which means, well, how would you behave? What would be different about you? And sometimes some of the physical things like, oh, new shoes. Sometimes we don't see those things instantly, but there is something we can do instantly. We can change our behavior instantly. So when you say, oh, I wonder how would I behave if dot dot dot? Well, I would get up and I would do this and I would do this and I would do this. Well, then get up and start doing it. Because when you get up and start doing it, you are telling your body, hey, we do this now. And what is your body going to do? Your body is going to give you an experience to confirm what you say you are. Well, how so? Because you got senses. We've got senses. And these senses tell us. They tell us things. They send little messages. Well, you know if you stepped in an anthill, you get the feedback, don't you? Of course. So if you start to behave in the way of the new man, you will have your confirmation that, oh, you're right on the money. Oh, you're slightly off. So you know how to readjust your behavior, your thoughts, your words. So you know that you're doing it. You know that you are doing it. So let's not be Catholic and beat ourselves up. Okay? Let's not do that anymore. Let us celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate the fact that you got up this morning and you did it. So that in the next 5 minutes, you'll do it again. What are you doing? You are remembering the law. Why is it necessary for you to remember the law? Because when you remember, That's how you behave. You doubt me, is it? You do it already. Remember somebody that hurt your feelings. That's exactly it. Then you have to relive it again. Or, but what if you remember something good that happened? Oh, but then it makes you feel good. So, what do we live from? The memory of the thing, because it's stored in your subconscious mind. So that's why when you memorize the law, you begin to recognize the law so that you can better utilize the law. That's what you're doing. We live by way of the memories. So put a good memory in there so that you can live from it. That's what I'm saying to you. Remember it so you can live from that place because that is the design. That's like buying a Tesla and then driving it to the gas station and go, okay, fill her up. Eh. You have to learn about the thing that you now say you want. That's why there's manuals, IKEA. You got to get out the instructions to put that together, which means you learn about a thing. Do you see the importance of knowledge? So, knowledge applied is wisdom. And my beautiful friends, you are becoming wise. The more you practice the knowledge, wisdom is the outcome. You will know when and when not to for any situation because you'll look at it through the lens of the law. You won't miss red flags. You won't miss anything when you look through the lens of the law because it magnifies. It magnifies. No, it shows you exactly what you're looking at. Well, how? Because when you hear someone, what did Maya Angelou say? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Why would she say such a thing? Because as within, so without. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when someone says and they show you who they are, well, then believe them. Because that's what's inside of them. That's what's in there. And if they don't know that it is in there, they don't know how to change it. And it is not your job, nor is it my job, to mold and shape anybody. You've got to mold and shape yourself. This is why you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink because only the horse knows if and when it is thirsty. So that's why we don't have to be martyrs. You don't have to be a martyr, but you do have to be focused. You don't have to be happy all day, but you do have to know the law. One thing I know for sure, law. That's it. I don't know anything else. But because of the law, I can learn many things. That's the whole point today. You want to go further. Where? Not how. Where do you want to go? Please insert your destination. Because when you know what it is that you want, that's how many people have you asked that question of? What do you want? I don't know. I don't know. We hear that. How can you get it if you don't know what it is that you want? That's the biggest hurdle, to know what you want. The question is never, do you think it is possible? You know why? Because when you answer, I want to create that thing, You now have made it possible. That's what it is. That's what you've done. You've made it possible by seeing it in your mind's eye, by naming it. Isn't that a thing they say? Name it and claim it. You can't claim it if you don't name it. So that's why it is always in your best interest to know what it is that you want and to know what you want to be doing. Because when you input your destination and you drive along that path, you will encounter a whole bunch of situations and circumstances that do what? Confirm for you that you're going in the right direction. We call them synchronicities. We call them coincidences. No, they're correspondences. They're showing you what you have inside. Oh, Elsie. She says she's definitely guilty of not knowing what she wants. But that's only, oh, I just got a whiff of fresh baked bread. I don't know why. The good news, it wasn't burnt toast. That's my cue. I gotta bake some bread today. I've been putting that off. But that may seem random, but it wasn't. I actually did just get a whiff of fresh baked bread. So I have to bake today. You see, when you put yourself in the direction that you want to go in, I've been thinking about that for like 2 weeks to bake. I've just been thinking about it. And today is the day. You will always know. Just just get up and do it. And you will see the evidence. Neville Goddard calls it a what now? A bridge of incidents. Which means you are beginning to see the evidence of your corresponding thought. Some people call it birds before land. Whatever evidence or feedback you get is confirming for you where your thoughts are. So if you're not seeing what you want to be seeing, then that's not what you're thinking. It's just feedback. It's just the feedback. And you have it. You have it. That's your encouragement today, to know that you are doing it. You are doing it. And that's why we share testimonies, so we can throw confetti. So we can throw confetti for each other. That's what it means to be part of a community where you're not going to be judged to say, oh my God, really? You did that again? Like, that's so like, oh my God. That's what my cousins used to make fun of me. Because they say, you sound like a valley girl. I'm like, no, I don't. But allegedly I do. You see, put in the work, the mental work, and the physical work becomes simpler. This is why people can tell you, do the thing you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Well, we know that's not true. You still get up and go out and do the thing you love. But what makes it easy? You love it. It's always on your mind. Always on my mind. It's always on your mind. So you got to do it. That's why you don't have to do any work, because it doesn't feel like work anymore. When you love it, it doesn't feel like work. But don't love it. And what happens? Then you're going to drag yourself through the day. You're like, oh, is it home time yet? Is the lunch bell ringing yet? This is why they also tell you time flies when you're having fun. Why? It is all from your mind. If in your mind you hate what you do and hate who you are, then living will be burdensome. But if you love who you are and you love living, well, then life must correspond. There's that pesky word again, correspond. It is law. It is law. So that is your encouragement today. That's all it is. That's what we get to do. So remind yourself, if you go over a speed bump, you say, "Look, I'm doing it. I'm doing it." That's what you do. You roll your own red carpet. That's what you do. Throw your own confetti. Cheer yourself on. Because the difference between cheering yourself on and booing yourself, come on, we know what the difference is. So cheer yourself on. Because it all depends on how you want to feel. Cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, but every effect has its cause. Listen to it. You do something, something happens. And because that thing happened, you're going to have to do something else. Every effect has its cause, but every cause has its effect. Right? Always the projection into the womb, the effect is the offspring of that womb. It's only ever going to be the same process, in and out, in and out. And every time you in, you build your momentum. And every time you go forward, you go a little further. That's what it is. That's what contractions are, ebb and flow. That's what it is. So everything, if you notice, everything is governed by law. And so today, remind yourselves, when you look in that mirror, we have rear view mirrors when we drive. So if you're driving and you look in that rear view mirror for just a second, you're fine. If you're combing your hair, doing whatever, and you look in that mirror, you tell yourself, hey, I'm a doer of the word. I am a doer of the word. And my behavior is mirroring to me what I am thinking. And if I see a behavior that I don't like, I'm going to change my thinking. Because the law is always in the same process, in and out. The thought comes out of your conscious mind and goes into your subconscious mind and brings you an experience. Yes, Connie, I am the change I want to be. But of course, and if everybody did that, be the change they wanted to see in the world, oh dear, sounds like utopia to me. But apparently we can't have that. That saying just came to mind. Oh, this is why we can't have nice things. Because our minds, got to get your mind right. Everybody's running around with this, I don't know, poor self image. But we don't have to do that anymore, do we? No. And by simply living the law, let me tell you, the same way you can walk into a room and feel the undercurrent, feel the energy of it. What do you think you are doing when you change? Whenever you walk into a room, you change the space in it. When you elevate your thoughts, when you continue to be a doer of the word, you are raising your vibration. How do you know? Because nothing stands still, everything is moving. And you know because the body feels good. Because you're not dragging yourself saying, oh, that's not what you're doing. So clearly the vibration can be felt. So when you feel the vibration, you know that you are influencing it in the spaces that you partake in. That's what you're doing. So now imagine the other way, because every cause has its effect and every effect is cause. Yes? So if you can elevate the vibration in a space by elevating your own vibration, well, then so too the result is if you lower your vibration, you will lower it in the space. But one of these things feels better than the other. And because we're designed by feedback, we tend to lean towards the thing that feels good. We do. Beautiful Asonia, you are correct. It's all about perception. The way you perceive yourself to be is the way you will behave. So if you see yourself as a doer of the word, you'll behave like a doer of the word by doing. And it is in the doing that you change, not just you. And here's the thing, science is now beginning to tell us that we change from the inside out. Pfft, but we've already known that, haven't we? It's called correspondence. So it only goes to show you that the thought changes you from a what level? Cellular level. It changes you from a cellular level. That's what it does. That's why it is important that we keep tabs. Set the algorithm. You set an algorithm to catch what you are looking for, which means you have to put your attention upon where you want to be. Or else you're just going to end up with a lot of things in your net that you didn't want. So set the algorithm for what you want to see. This is why Neville Goddard says, tell yourself what you want to hear. Show yourself what you want to see. Behave the way you want to be treated. This is what Neville Goddard is saying to you. And that sounds like what now? Hmm? Correspondence. Shoot. Sounds like causation. But you know what? It is all of them because you can't separate them. You only learn them because it's easier to learn them a bite-sized piece at a time. But if you take one bite at a time, do you notice that you finish the whole meal? It's just one meal that you bite into. There is only one. It is the law. There's only one. And we live it every day. And so that is your encouragement today, my beautiful friends. Hey, Jeff, I see you here on Twitter. Thank you for being here. So, let us go forth today and remind ourselves, I'm doing it. I'm a doer of the word. I feel like a cheerleader. I'm a doer of the word. What are you doing? I'm doing the word. Oh, shoot. Anyway, even if I'm just the one who laughs at my joke, I laughed. I'm good. But it will remind you, what am I doing? I'm doing the word. What is the word? Polarity. What is the word? Causation. What is the word? Mentalism. Keep the law always on your tongue. Huh. Why? Because if it's coming out of your mouth, where is it? That's right. Correspondence. If it's coming out of your mouth, it is in your mind. As within, so without. And you know if it's in your mind, you are behaving accordingly to law, not to, oh, but she said. You're behaving to law. And you will see the evidence of it because there can be no cause without the effect. And there can be no effect without there having been a cause. So you'll always see what you're doing. And what does that do for you? builds your confidence, your concept of yourself, so that when you boldly speak, you know that your words don't return void. They fulfill what you sent them out to do. So then you know, hey, I create as I go, man. I just know what I want and I create it. And all the opportunities required for me to fulfill it, all the resources required for me show up. As long as I'm on that path, I have to see the evidence of my work. That's what we do all day, every day. That's it. Beauty Queen Onika, I see you. I see you. So, countdown initiated. You know where you can find me, yes? YouTube for the last remnants of gravy from the bowl. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, Jeff. You enjoy the beautiful weekend. And I will see you Monday, Monday. Much love, Jeff. And Twitter. Twitter is closed. Fanbase, thank you all for being here. Zarian, Malik, my melanin, beautiful. I see you, darling. Summer Rose, Miss McQueen, KZ, Yolanda, Zola. I see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love. And if you are part of law school, you should be reading something right about now and taking your notes because we meet again on the 20th. Oh, yes, we do. So submit your questions so that they can be answered because we're having an interactive live stream. That's how we roll in law school. Ah, Cynthia and Olivia. I see y'all's. Right? That's what we do. So, fan base, I'm going to catch y'all's later. Matthias, hey, I see you, baby. You're part of the replay gang. Part of the replay gang. Alrighty. Love you, fan base. I'm going to see you later. Fan base is closed. So YouTube, Facebook, it's us, y'alls. Oh, yes, I will do that. I think she's going to pop over here. If she does, I will do that. So, my beautiful friends, go forth today and know that as a doer of the word, you must see what you're doing. So there will always be evidence. There will always be evidence. What is that evidence? The experience is the evidence, the effect of the cause, which is your thoughts. And you are doing it. Ty's Tidbits, hey, part of the replay gang. Zola, you are doing it. That's when you say, I am doing it. I am a doer of the word. When you look in the mirror today, tell yourself that I am a doer of the word. And I always see the evidence. Oh, I'm a doer of the word. And you notice how it isn't a mindless affirmation. You are affirming what you actually know. You're affirming what you know, which is law. Correspondence. You know, you plant raspberries. Oh, shoot. You can't get apples. So you see it. You see the evidence of what you've done. That's what we do. You don't beat yourself up when you see the evidence. You analyze the evidence and you say, I want to behave like this. So I'm going to start doing that. And you do it. And you do it until such time you forget that you're doing it. Because what does it become? Your new habit. You just got to be consistent. Just got to be consistent. Everyday King and Walter. Hello. Yes, beautiful Connie, go forth and prosper. Didn't Spock say something similar? Live long and prosper. That's what Spock said. Because that's what you want, isn't it? You want to be prosperous. But only you can decide what prosperity is for you. What does that mean? Are you getting up and doing what you love? Or are you getting up and dreading? Listen, it is only the vibration that separates those two things. And KZ, if you're in the YouTube space, check your email. I did send it out to you, but I'm going to send it to you again because I'm just seeing your message here. I'll send it to you again shortly so that I'll keep that one open so that I can remember to send it to you. But that, my beautiful friends, is what it is. Get up every morning and do it. That's it. Because that's what you're doing. I'm doing it. And you will find that you won't say things like, "Ugh, but I tried that last month. I did that last month and nothing changed." The plant doesn't stop growing. It has to continue growing so it can keep growing. That's what we do. We keep doing because we can't stop doing. Why not? Vibration tells us that everything moves, nothing stands still. So we can't stop doing. You either have to be doing what you want to do or doing what you don't want to do. But either way, you're doing something. So choose. This is why I will always tell you Deuteronomy 28. Today I put before you life and death. Choose life. What's that mean? Choose to do the thing that you say you want to do. And as I said before, if you don't have it materially in your hand at this instant, the behavior is right there. You do the things that you are meant to do. That is the what. You do the thing you're meant to do. The how is the law's job, not yours. So, how it materializes, that's on the law. You just keep doing the thing so the law has what? Something to recreate. And that's something that you want recreated. Well, you better hold the image and start doing the behaviors of it so that then the law comes along and says, oh, that's a snapshot. Let me take that. Bam, there it is. The manifestation. Angela, you make it sound so easy. Well, last I checked, all it took was one planted seed. One planted seed to bring about a harvest. Just one. When you plant one watermelon seed, one pumpkin seed, you don't get one pumpkin back. You get one pumpkin plant with a gajillion pumpkins or watermelons on it. They will overrun your garden. You're like, I can't eat all of these. That's the point. It's telling you that one seed that you plant will bring you an abundance. Because the law only knows how to be abundant. But you see, us humans, when we create unwittingly, meaning when we create from a place of not knowing, we end up creating lack because we think there is not enough. And then somebody said, well, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, you can't do that. Yeah, that's what it is. We learn lack. We learn it. Just like you learn to cuss, we learn lack. But the law does not do lack at all. It can't do lack. It only grows and expands and gets bigger. How do you know that it grows and it expands? Because every cause has an effect, and every effect its cause. Every time you do something, something happens. And that thing that you do that just happened, you have to do something else. And then it will make you do something else. And it will make you do something else. So you have the evidence before you that things are always growing and expanding and becoming bigger. Good, bad, or indifferent, it only grows. It only is abundant. It is only abundance. Honest. You can see it, but we learn lack because somebody was trying to be kind and say, well, I don't want you to be disappointed. So that's what we do. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I shall not want. What? I shall not, because if you just read it the first time, well, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want it. It makes you think that you don't want the shepherd. The law is the shepherd, you know. What does a shepherd do? The shepherd protects you from outside things. Thy rod and thy staff. That's what the law is. It protects. That's what it does. It protects. Right? We don't lack for anything. How do you know you don't lack for anything? Because the law says so. As within, so without. So if you can see abundance within, what will you have on the outside? What will your evidence be? Abundance on the outside. But you notice how the law always asks you, what is it? Name it. Because it's every day the law is telling you all things are possible. All things are possible. That church song, right? All things are possible. The law is telling you this all day, every day. As within, so without. That's why it's possible. If you can project something from your conscious to your subconscious mind, then it is possible. Does that make sense? I'm reading the comments here. So, Connie, so I shall not lack now becomes what? I am abundant. So you use the negative to create the positive. Well, what does that sound like? It sounds like alchemy to me because every day, King, it is alchemy. You got to cut down a tree to make paper, right? You're taking it from one form and putting it into another. Always. From one form to another. That's what we're doing with thoughts. You're taking a thought that is unsavory and you're making it what? Delicious. That's what you're doing all day, every day. What is that scripture? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Whatever could that possibly mean? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do you renew your mind? Change the thought. Find a new way of thinking. Because when you do that, you find a new way of thinking. You set down physiologically in your brain a new neural pathway. Cynthia, I could not have said it better myself. Don't focus on the time, focus on the habit. If you are busy doing, time flies, doesn't it? Uh-huh. You busy doing and you having fun, then bam, all of a sudden you're like, oh snap, it's here already. You are always moving. So you will always get to your destination, but you have to keep facing the way of your destination. Because if you turn back, you're going back to where you were. This this is what we're doing. Mind creates matter. beautiful Connie. That's why mind is over matter. Without the mind, every cause has its effect. Mind is the cause, matter is the effect. But then that matter causes us to do something, to generate another thought. Uh-huh. Now you see, we're always creating, always creating. So, this is why when you read your experiences, you don't judge them. Oh God, why does this happen to me all the time? That part is judgment right there. You look at that thing that you say, oh, that happens all the time. So, I must be doing the same thing over and over. So, if I want to change that thing on the outside, what do I have to change on the inside? I've got to change my thoughts. That's it. Anyway, I'm not going to holler at y'all. I'm not going to holler. I'm not going to preach. I just I just wanted to remind you that you are doing it and you are using the evidence of your experience to see what you are doing. You want to let go of something that is so it just it's a burr in your saddle and you just you just can't you just don't feel that you can let it go. It brings you great distress. Do something that you enjoy. Why? Well, Neville Goddard did say that things die, they wither and die for want of attention. So if you put your attention, where are you going to put your attention? What you enjoy doing, what brings you joy, what brings happiness. Do those things. Oh, don't make me say it. Philippians 4, verse 7. Whatever things are what? Good, true, honest. Think on these things. So if you find that there's a particular way that you're feeling, if you're feeling bummed out about some, you know how family, because family has that effect on us, doesn't they? But you do not have to suffer any of that. Put your mind where you want it to be, which is on something you enjoy. And the more you embrace what you enjoy, you begin to change. And you will find the things that used to sting, the sting is gone now. It diminishes. But the more you ruminate about the pain, the more you have to feel it. Because that is law, as within, so without. You must have confirmation of what you're doing. So practice putting your thoughts on things that are of a benefit to you. Because you know as well as I know, family's gonna be family. But you also know, as within, so without. If somebody's behaving in a particular way, as within, so without. That's who they are. You can't beat them to make them change. But what you are fully capable of doing is turning your thoughts inward and saying, you know what? I'm going to just take a break. I'm going to go do something that I enjoy. And you will enjoy yourself so much. Not that the enjoyment is not taking away from someone else. Your enjoyment does not take away or diminish anybody. It fortifies you so that the next time you want to feel that particular way, you will put it in perspective and say, I see what that is. That's all right. Nothing remains the same. Why? Cause and effect. Rhythm. Nothing stays the same. So you're doing it. That's it, Connie. Put your thoughts on things above. A not yes, positive thinking. Well, Connie, that's usually the way it works. You do end up answering your own questions, beautiful. The law has that effect. The law has that effect. You cannot ask a question and there not be an answer. Cause and effect, they are travel buddies, right? So, anywho, go forth today and know that you are doing it. And if you don't, you see, we think that love means we're snuggled up in our faux bearskin rug in front of the fireplace. You're sipping on something, or you're being fed grapes. We think that that's what love is. No, that is companionship. Love, love, love will keep us together. Love. What is love? What is it? You can't really define it, can you? But the law is love. What greater love is there than to recreate the self? Ah, I see you, the well preserved woman. I see you. Oh, it is so good to see you, darling. Yes, love is a sound mind. Love, not an ooey gooey thing. Love is action, recreating the self. Well, think about this. What greater love than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends? That does not mean one becomes a martyr. Okay? That's not what it means. There's no greater love than that. Well, who's laying down their life for what now? A man. We are human. We have these forms, but we also have the ability to change our behavior. We lay down the old way and we pick up the new way of being. Why would you do that? Because, you see, your body is not this thing. Your body is a faithful friend. So when you lay down your life, what does that mean? It doesn't mean you die. It means you look at your body and you say, I want the best for you. And yes, Connie, you renew the mind so that the body can have a new experience. Why? Because it is your friend. And there's no greater love than a man laying down his life for his friends, changing the way you think and feel so that you can experience something beautiful. That is what it means. So today, remind yourself that you're doing it. Yes, Enoch, through Christ within. Now, what is Christ? Christ is the Son of God, the evidence, right? The evidence of the law. The evidence of the law. The effect. The offspring of the cause that was projected into the subconscious mind. The womb has to give it back to you. It has to give you your offspring back, which is Christ. The law in the flesh. So you see, you are doing it all day, every day. I love you all. And of course, there's still time to sign up for law school if you so desire. And there's a poll I posted because I know where we are in the world at the moment and how things are. But always remember, mutual benefit. The law is the evidence of it, right? Always a way can be made. Always. I love you all. But indeed, the well preserved woman, we are. We are God. You're God because you're the one creating your universe. That's what makes you God. You are calling those things that are not as though they were, and you watch them become. Who else can do that but God? But if you see yourself as a slave, as a servant, well, then that's what you must be. But if you see yourself as God, well, then your concept changes right there. Your concept of yourself changes right there. Because a servant has no power. The slave has no power. But God does. So which one will you be? Live as God. Speak as God. Live as God. Love as God. But you see, that word has been tainted, you know. It's been corrupted. So now when someone says God, we clutch our pearls. But God just simply means to rule oneself. Because you notice how that is different from the all. A God, not the God. Those are separate things. But if we live as, love as, be as, that is a whole new way of living. So when you see yourself as God, you don't cower, you don't beg, nor do you grovel. When you see yourself as God, you command. That's what you do. I see you, Osonia. Love always willingly. Law. Oh, hallelujah. Look at that. Somebody put that on a t-shirt. It is nice. Yes, the well preserved woman, when we begin to see ourselves in that light. I am God? Oh, yes, you are. But then you've got to know what God means to rule one's self, to govern one's self, to create. That's what we are. And that's why I say we don't beg, we don't cower, we don't plead, we command. We decree it so. That's what we do as God. That's what we do. Anywho, you have an awesome day as well, my beautiful friend, the well preserved woman. Enjoy the beautiful day. 4:15 this morning. Tweet, 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 tweet. And I was like, for real? I was like, y'all singing already? Ah, Ms. M. Well, good morning, darling. You're listening while you work. I love it. Right? Remember that. Those little birds outside the trees, they are chirping away already. And I was like, well, I'm a chirp too. That's what it is. Live as God. Create as God. You are already doing it. I am doing it. That's the name of the room this morning. I am doing it. You are doing it. That's why you can't stop doing it. Because if you stop doing it, well, you can't stop doing it because the law of vibration says everything moves. Nothing stands still. So you have to keep doing. You can't did it. You have to keep doing it. And that is where I will leave you this morning. Sonia, I will do my best and get my writing skills out. I will get my writing skills out and I will send that out to you. Really? I love it. Yes, Connie, that is awesome. I love you all. Go forth and have a most beautiful day. Oh, remember to like, share, subscribe. Um, Check out law school. If you want to do it, slide into my DMs. There's where there is a will, there is a way. Okay. Okay. I cannot believe I just did that. Anywho, I love you all, and I will see you soon. Sonia, Connie, Ms. M, the well preserved woman, A Not Everyday King, Cynthia, Walter, Ty's Tidbits, Zola, Cynthia and Olivia, Beauty Queen Onika, Melissa, Elsie, Empress, Ella, Miss Ruby, The Better Man, Delicate Lace. You know whose name I didn't say? I didn't call Brian's name this morning. Huh? I didn't call David's name this morning either. Huh. Well, I'm sure they're part of the replay gang. Anywho, darlings, go forth and prosper because you are already doing it. If you find some time today, you look in the mirror and you say, I am doing it. And I have to keep doing it because it's the law of vibration. Nothing stands still, so I can't stand still, so I can't be stuck. That, you have to get an attitude. What did Aretha say? I got a new attitude. Get an attitude. That's what it is. Ah, Miss M is in here quoting Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. That is awesome. Exactly. You do it or you don't do it. But you don't try. You just do. So develop that attitude of, you know what? I am doing it. That's the attitude. That's the attitude. Yes. I love you all. I'm going to drop some confetti. Oh, is that thingy? Will it let me drop confetti? Oh, it does. Look at that. Yay, confetti. We got to celebrate. Hello. We got to celebrate. That's what it is. Anyway, I love you and I will see you soon. Much, much, much love to you all.